recording. And we are live. Welcome back to the RINO podcast. Happy summer, everybody. Pumpkin spice is wafting in the air. It's the middle of August. Fall is around the corner. You can taste it. You can feel it in these dog days of summer. Everything is great and everything is awesome. Right, Kaitlin?
I hate pumpkin spice. I hate candles. I hate all of that like really weird fall women shit. So like that's fine. Except for the fall like boots. Like the suede boots that like women wear, I love those. But like pumpkin spice is disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like
I'm putting my foot down on apple picking, but that foot will probably be lifted by my wife, who's gonna be like, no, we're going apple picking. I'm like, okay. And one Sunday I'm gonna come. One Sunday we're gonna record an episode, and I'm gonna finish it up and be like, yeah, all right, I gotta go apple picking. We've been doing it every friggin' year, and it's like we get a big giant bag of apples that rots on the counter for a week and a half to 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks later, what?
Well, the last time I went, we actually ate the apples. I guess we went during a good time where it was like a good season where the ones that we picked were good.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be so dry. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. We're getting into my favorite part of the year. I love August and September. It's just good time to be.
October is my favorite.
Yeah. No, I like September's that's warm and dry and, bright blue skies.
No, I like to wear outside. I like it to be cold enough and crisp enough where I can wear fall boots. That's the only thing. The only thing is that I won't look like those like Instagram bloggers who wear like the crazy scarves and like carry around their pumpkin spice lattes and stuff. Like I'm not like that, but like I like to wear like I have a extensive boot collection that I like to wear.
Yeah. Well, I should have titled this episode "Where's Jeff Deal?" Because I just said Chris.
Where is he? I don't
know.
No one. I've not seen anything from his campaign at all.
Actually, he was at the Red Sox game with Governor Kristi Noem doing selfies. I did see a brief clip of that. So, but other than that, I mean, he doesn't. I've seen Chris Doty everywhere.
Why was she selling her political capital for that? I don't get it.
She doesn't know what Massachusetts Trump. It's like. She probably wants to be VP, yeah. I mean, she's probably smart enough to know she can't make a full run for POTUS, but she probably wants to be VP, which is actually not. It's actually not a bad play.
POTUS after getting shilling for Walmart during all of the women's sports stuff. So yeah, just throwing it out there. That's who you were shilling to, and the NC2A.
This is true, and they're infected by progressivism as well. Okay, so Chris Doty and Jeff Deal running against each other for the Republican primary. We are 3 weeks away from that vote. I haven't seen any polling, right? So I'm in the bubble, so sometimes you can't see outside the bubble to know what the polling looks like. Last polling, they were pretty much with each other. Yeah, we're pretty much the same.
Being with, like, that's one of the things that I don't think people understand is that them polling at the same level means that Chris Doty is kicking ass.
Right.
Because he got, what was it, about 30% at state convention?
He got about 30% at state convention in a convention that was set up to deny him 15% and get on the ballot. It was set up to not let him even run, and
him even getting neck and neck with Deal is incredible for him. I mean, to be quite honest, it's going into that primary day, we'll see what happens. But like, I mean, that was the last polling that I saw.
The best argument for the primary, and there are about 400,000 primary voters, right? And the vast majority of them are not in the bubble like we are. They barely know who Jeff Deal is. They might have heard about him once or twice, and they voted for him against Warren, and they're not like paying attention. They have lives, and they're not political junkies like us. Chris Doty just has to reach them, through advertising and money, and reach
And
get.
he is like,
Yeah, and
it's
he is
incredible
right.
to watch
Yeah.
him. I mean, he's going and doing events like almost. I'm seeing him do things almost every single day. He's talking to people all the time, and that's clearly being reflected in the polling. I mean, we see 2 Republican challengers to Maura Healey, and based on that, and him being neck and neck and with Deal is not a good sign for that wing of the party, the state party.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, that's how I read that.
I'd like to see
Jeff and I. So Jeff and I complain about the state party and where it has been in the last 3 years. We have lost representation in the state house. We have pissed off one of the most popular Republican governors in the entire country into not running again. And so these type of things give me a glimmer of hope of us moving forward. It's going to be a slow roll, but we are.
Yeah. Look, the best argument for Chris right now is that Jeff has zero shot of winning in November, and people need to wake up to that fact. It's like, this is your home state. This is where you need to actually protect, and laws will be passed, and your life will become worse if Maura Healey becomes governor. And Chris was like, I saw this tweet. I was like, it was about time. And I don't know if he's writing them or if somebody else is writing them for him, but it was good. But I'm guessing he wrote it because it was pretty. It wasn't like consultant driven. He's like, I want you to. I'll pull it up on the screen just for everybody. I'll read it to you though, Kaitlin. So, from Chris Doty, 2 days ago. I want you to know the differences between me and my opponent, who embarrassingly lost his state Senate district and bombed statewide in the U.S. Senate race. That's why I've agreed to 9 debates while Jeff Deal hides in his basement like Biden did. Now, God damn it, that is how you dunk on a primary opponent. Like, just unleash both barrels, boom. That's just the truth. And there's this, there's a Twitter account, Boston Mom is like the name. I don't know if it's the actual handle, but I followed her because she's very much against the anti mandates for the masks on kids and assuming vaccines. It's a good follow. She's on our side, but she's not deep in the bubble like we are. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to vote, voting for Jeff Deal." And I was like, "Slow down." It's like Jeff Deal will lose because Jeff Deal is like been anti-vaccine mandate, anti-mask, which I'm sure Chris Doty is too. Ask him. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'd have a real strong disagreement with him there if he was. But the important part is Boston Mom had no idea who Chris Doty was, but she'd heard of Jeff Deal. So I tweeted at her and I was like, "No, don't do that. Look at Chris for Mass." And then she was like open-minded to it, and then a bunch of people were like, "Whoa, more moderate people might vote for Chris," and maybe got a couple of votes. I don't know.
I got it this way also, Jeff. The good Jeff, the J Jeff. I've only seen one Jeff Deal sign. And I know that signs don't vote and all of that stuff, but I've seen one Jeff Deal sign. I have seen a bunch of Doty signs all over the North Shore. It's kind of incredible.
I saw there's a Chris Doty sign in the middle of Alston on a very not traveled well street. Alston, Boston. And
I've seen 3 in Salem.
I've seen one. You're right. I've seen one Jeff Deal sign.
In Salem.
Because Jeff Deal's broke. He doesn't have money. Okay.
Progressive Salem, Jeff.
Yeah.
Progressive Salem. And it's incredible watching what Doty is doing on this campaign. In Salem of all places.
So this is an interesting tactic. That's if you want to get into real election type stuff, right? I have in all of the elections that I've seen, both national, local, the winner is usually the person, and I mean this for primary. And I mean this for the general. When there's momentum, When somebody has momentum, people go, "Oh, I like this guy. Oh, good tweet. Oh, that's a good
Well,
message."
they see him
Right.
all the time. Like, I mean, like, good gosh, we see all this video of him just talking to people.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
again, like, in Massachusetts, you cannot be a hardcore conservative. Like, you just cannot.
Well, you
You
can't
have
be you
to, you
can't be
have
a Trump.
to,
You can't deny the election results of 2020
and
and
then
claim
not do
fealty to
that,
Trump.
and then not do that. Like, remember
Yeah.
that video
Yeah.
where he was
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No.
walking the timeline, and we were like, what?
And then he sold out.
Um,
He sold out for the Trump endorsement and said, "Oh yeah, 2020 was rigged."
yeah.
Yeah, like that. You're done. You've sealed your fate. You're unserious. You're an unserious candidate when you do that.
Right.
No, but the momentum's look. If Chris wins in a few weeks, he'll have the momentum behind him. It'll be a come from behind victory, and everybody will go ooh, and
remember, guys, he's splitting the conservative vote, but he can also bring in independents if they ask for that Republican ballot. So, like, that's one of the things that Jeff's not going to have crossing over. Independents right now are very pissed over gas prices. I mean, like, I'm still paying over $4, and the Biden administration's looking at me being like, "Oh, we should celebrate this over 50% reduction in gas costs." And I'm like, I'm still paying over $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You are absurd, And I look to any politician who is speaking on these issues. Okay. When Biden gets up there and he's like, year to year, we had zero inflation in July. Cool. We still have 8.5.
Well, okay. This is so yeah. Let's move. This is a good segue here. This pissed me off in the past week or two, where even Dan Kennedy, who I had on my old podcast and I guess lectured at his class, was like, no, there's no inflation. Oh God, this is infuriating to me. And
it's infuriating because it's like almost like a punch down, right? Like, we're not debating that over the course from June to July, there was no increase in inflation, right? Okay, so like that's the point, right? But we are still at an all-time high from the year before. Okay, so like that is obviously problematic. So why are you punching down and saying like there was no inflation? We're still paying 8.5% above what the previous year was.
This is where I go. I thought of an analogy. I didn't tweet it out. I was, but I want to get it out here. So imagine you have cancer, and every month the tumor grows by 8.5%. And then over the summer, it grows by 9.1%. And then the next month, it only grows by 8.5%. The tumor is still growing. The cancer is still growing. It's still there. It doesn't mean.
And you just passed a reconciliation bill that was new spending. But on top of that new spending, what you did only to ensure that your deficits are not insane was to put forth tax increases. Okay.
Right.
So like that's how you paid for it. Okay. It is actually new spending. It is not like you were passing a spending bill on old spending and needed to raise taxes in order to cover that old spending. Right. We have an actual spending problem in the United States. So when you see, the CBO or like the bipartisan tax group that comes out and they're like, no, this is not going to reduce inflation at all. The title of this is actually a lie. I mean, this is going to be problematic. We do not have a Democratic Party of the 1990s that can look at these issues anymore without trying to create new spending. That is what they did. And then they tried to increase taxes, and then they also tried to fund the IRS in order to go after people who do not have resources in order when they audit you or audit anybody in order to get more revenue. That is what they are doing. They are not intentionally tax cheats. The tax cheats are actually rich people who can hire accountants and hire tax lawyers who can handle the IRS. IRS is never going after the wealthy people. They are never going to do it. It is not within their benefit to do that. It makes no sense.
Yep.
And so this is what they did with this recon. That's what pisses me off. I am paying over $4 a gallon for gas, over $4. Still, I am being told by the Biden administration that I should be thankful and grateful that it has gone down, but 80 cents, and it's still over $4. I should be grateful.
Keep in mind, why it's gone down has nothing to do with anything Biden did. A little bit because the Saudis started pumping more gas, but also demand has gone down. Demand has gone down. It's the same idiocy we have with Paul Krugman, who had the imaginary conversation.
Demand is cooling everywhere, and that's going to be a problem going forward.
Yeah, demand is going down.
I can only buy so many pairs of shoes a month. I can't keep the economy afloat on my own. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Love shoes, love buying fashion, all of that jazz. Can't do it on my own.
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, like when I'm paying over $4 per gallon of gas, it is actually problematic.
Yeah.
Okay. My groceries are still at high levels of cost because of this inflation. So when you say zero inflation for July, and I'm still paying elevated costs because, oh my God, people freak out year over year, I'm still paying 8.5% higher.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's,
you're not gaslighting. You are lying. And that is the point.
I've never seen such incompetence. Not even like, I knew Democrats were incompetent in government, but like politically though, they always used to have like maintain some semblance of political sanity, right? Because they knew they had to get reelected again. Now they just don't have a clue that this is good. They are so out of touch with the average American that they think the Inflation Reduction Act, which is now the no-name bill going forward, is going to actually solve things and help them. Next up, Trump got raided at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know. This topic's been done to death by everybody, but I
think we have opened up. Okay, so like I'm going to say on the principle of the matter, I think that it is problematic that the FBI went into Mar-a-Lago. First of all, you broke a norm. Second of all, you have given Trump so much political capital. What are you thinking? Like and I have come to the conclusion, I think that Dems want Trump to run because they think that he's a bull in a china shop and very unpredictable. And he will do things for personal benefit, not for the sake of the benefit of the Republican Party. And so they think that by doing this, it's going to push him into 2024 being a leader and getting the nomination again.
You think there might be an element of 3D chess here?
Yeah, because I don't underestimate my enemies.
Okay. I mean, look, no, here's the thing. They'd be lucky if that happened, in my opinion. I think they're that dumb. I think they're fixated on January 6th, that the existential threat to democracy, in which their version of democracy, which is really power, which we talked about on the Patreon. But I think they screwed up. They were like, whoa, okay, go raid his place in Mar-a-Lago. We don't care what the after effects are. They do it. Trump becomes stronger politically. Does this last until 2024? No. We have such short attention spans. It puts.
I don't even think it lasts into the midterms. Like, no. I mean, like unless it's like some huge development or October surprise for even the midterms, I don't think this goes into it. Yeah. I think that inflation's not decreasing in a meaningful way. And I think gas prices will eventually, because heating costs are going to go up in the fall. I don't know. I see economic factors that I don't like. I mean, right now they were cheering the jobs report last week, and what we saw was a decrease in full-time jobs and an increase in part-time jobs, which means that people are getting 2 jobs in order to survive. And that's what's pushing the rate down. It's not great. I don't know.
Do you think? All right. So, do you think that, like, say Ron
wages are not increasing with inflation at all?
But back to a question for you. So you brought this up because I'm curious here. say Ron Klain masterminded this. He said, "Okay, we're gonna."
Well, he's a dumbass, so if he does mastermind this, I
but
mean, like,
but he's like, "All right,
we're
get the
really
FBI, but get the
terrible
FBI
at
to
spelling here.
but get the FBI to raid Mar-a-Lago. This will actually have an inverse reaction to what we think it will. Trump will come out stronger and be in a better position for 2024, and he's beatable in 2024, and we'll be in better shape to win back the presidency. Maybe not with Biden, but with somebody else. Do you think? Well, do you?
I mean,
think,
the
do you
polling
think
shows Trump is over Biden in a 2024 matchup right now, but I think that
okay.
polling is based on nostalgia.
It won't be.
And
Yeah,
alone.
it won't be Biden though.
Well, we don't know that yet.
I really don't think physically he can handle, or it's.
I think the Dems would stab their own in the back in order to win. So, like, I don't underestimate their ability to do things. The Dems do not surprise me anymore in what they do. It's more or less like it's not a surprise, but it's surreal, right? Like it's a different type of reaction for me. So when the thing on when the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago happened, I actually fell asleep at 6 p.m. that night, and I woke up to the news. And so again, it was surreal. And I think that there were a lot of questions that needed to be answered, because I think that was such a norm-breaking decision.
It was purely political. There's not a doubt in my mind. Like, there's no criminal aspect of this. They went on a fishing expedition.
Well, and that's the
it's
thing.
Political.
Merrick Garland has done things in the past in his position as Attorney General that have been entirely political. Yeah. I mean, when he signed off on that school board letter, he should have been impeached, and the Democrats did not have the balls to do it.
Yeah. Because
it was out of line completely, and it was unethical.
Yeah. Thank God he's not on the Supreme Court.
Oh God. Yeah. Mitch McConnell.
Thank you, Mitch.
Balls of steel doing that. I mean, the conservatives really hate Mitch McConnell right now, but it takes a lot in order to keep that Supreme Court seat open.
All right. We are 3 weeks away from primary day here in Massachusetts. Time to put the pedal to the metal, get people elected. You know what? Maybe, I don't know. We'll reach out behind the scenes, see if any candidates want to come on. Only because I don't want to. By being on something called, ironically, the RINO podcast puts anybody in a worse position, I don't want to do that. Even though, because voters are dumb with that kind of thing, because
that's very true. Because we're not very much not RINOs.
Yeah, it's ironic, guys. So anyway, we'll see that because I think it could be beneficial for people to get to know some of the candidates we want to get elected. Anyway, listen, everybody, you have a great week. Stay cool. Enjoy the dog days of summer. Summer is dead and gone, and fall will be here soon, and just need to embrace it and accept it.
The leaves are already starting to fall a little bit because it's been so dry.
Oh, yeah, because it's been dry, yeah. No, my lawn is brown, and there's nothing I can do to this. I gave up weeks ago.
The trees, again, like in the middle of July, just like went full on crazy, dropping pollen, and that's when all of this coughing for me started.
Go to the doctor.
Nancy Pelosi talks about Mother Nature, and it's kind of like weird and weirdish crap, but like it's like, oh man.
All right. Well, Kaitlin's gonna go to the doctor and get this cough looked at, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.